Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. This is a no-nonsense guide for you to build and upgrade the Fire Dragon Sword in Citadelle Des Morts. To begin with, start your game as normal by turning the cannon, firing it into the castle doors, buying your way through to the Pack-a-Punch room, shooting the locks, killing the ghast that's inside, and then putting the crystal into the portal to open the PaP. Then, while you're in that area, head back into the quick revive room and go over to this wooden door. Hold square on it and you'll see an old man inside. Next, you need to get a stamp, and this can be acquired from Helm zombies once you reach round 10. Now, there are some ways that you can get them to spawn earlier in your game, but I'll link that stuff down in the description down below. For the most part, you're just going to want to get to round 10 and then one of them will spawn in. If you try and shoot it in the head, it will say immune, so just shoot it in the body, and then when it dies, it will drop a gold glowing stamp. Hold square to pick that up, and again, it will go into your items if you pull up your scoreboard, if you want to check whether or not you grabbed one. And then you need to come to the knight room once again. In here, there are 4 knight statues: the lion, the dragon, the stag, and the raven. And you can see the dragon's insignia on the knight's chest. Go over to the statue and hold square on it to give it your stamp, and it will hold out the dragon sword for you to pick up. And if you've been switching between the swords and you're confused which one you're holding, you can just look in the corner of your screen when you switch to it, and it will say the name of the sword. So once you've grabbed it, run through to the Juggernog room and then head up the stairs to this statue and hold square on the podium to place your fire sword inside. Then run out of the front of the castle and onto the castle battlements. Here you'll see a brazier which is lit with fire, and you need to hold square on that to take the fire energy, and then you need to run all the way back to the dragon statue and hold square to deposit the energy. Now, while you do this, you're going to take damage, but thankfully this brazier is so close to the dragon statue that it's not enough damage to kill you. However, we've got 2 more braziers now, one on the left side of spawn and one on the right side of spawn, which we're going to need to do. So we'll do this one first. Hold square on the brazier, get the fire energy, and then start running back towards the statue. And while you do this, you're going to see zombies with purple eyes spawning in. If you melee the purple-eyed zombies, it's going to bring your health all the way back to full HP. So you can run part of the way, top up your health by meleeing one of those zombies, and then run the rest of the way. And you can just hold square on the statue like before to place it inside. Then this is going to be the final brazier that we need to do. And a little pro tip for this while you're doing it is that you don't actually have to melee the purple-eyed zombies. You can also slide into them, as you can see I am doing here. But this can be a little fiddly sometimes, so a melee doesn't hurt really, and it's not going to slow you down that much. So once you've run all the way back to the dragon statue with the 3rd charged energy from the brazier, you just need to hold square on it, and it will take a moment to sort of charge up the sword and breathe fire on it, and then it will allow you to pick up your dragon sword and you'll have your upgraded sword. But it's got some hidden abilities that you might not be aware of. So all the elemental swords have the ability to parry the parasites, so you can reflect their bug spit and spit it back at them. And they also have the ability to parry amalgams, so when they're sucking you, you can parry and then completely avoid taking any damage and avoid taking armor damage. On top of that, you can also use all of the elemental swords in the boss fight to parry the boss. And the sword also has a regular slash attack, obviously, and a charged attack, which fires out 3 massive projectiles which cause really large explosions. But those are its obvious abilities, right? What's its special hidden ability? Well, while the sword is charged and ready for you to use your fireball, if you don't use the fireball and you instead just do your normal standard attack on ghasts or amalgams, it's going to set them on fire with every slash. And it doesn't seem to do this with standard zombies, but with those ghasts and amalgams, it is super effective on them. And it means that ghasts die in just a couple of hits. Now, amalgams are still a little tankier, but the fire damage is still strong on them. And so the question, I guess, is where does this mean that the sword ranks in my list of swords from worst to best? Well, I've got that video linked on the screen right now for you to click through to. I evaluated all of them based on what's the most annoying to build versus what's the most powerful, and it's all contained in that video. So click through now, and I'll see you there.